And so the scene is set on a rather cloudless, clear and crisp summer's night in New Sarum. A young, attractive woman gets out of a taxi and walks in to what is believed to be the premier Italian fine dining restaurant, complete with trendy wine bar in New Sarum. It's in a nice part of town. Everything's well finished. It's quite new. And there she awaits, looking for the man that she met yet again the other night. And her employer has said she should get to know a little bit more, which helps, because she actually kind of likes him. Or so she thinks, for now.
Making his way over to this nondescript Italian restaurant is Ardito Vital. He's wearing a red shirt, unbuttoned at the collar. It's almost fringing on semi-formal, but he's not going out of his way to impress, at least not at the moment. It's taken the last of his cash to actually rent sort of an area of this place. Obviously, he's hoping that he's going to be able to recuperate his cash tomorrow if all goes well. Of course, if it doesn't, then he's going to be dirt poor. It's probably worth it, though. He keeps saying to himself as he makes his way along and into the place, says his name. They know who he is. Manages to make his way in, and once he enters the wine area, he looks around for the person he's supposed to meet.
You'll see her, obviously, she's standing slightly to the edge of the wine bar, twiddling with her hair, looking around. She looks really quite pretty in a very kind of drop-dead gorgeous black dress that comes to just below the knee and does up from the back.
Yeah, he makes his way over to her in that case, and does kind of a short wave. Oh, you're early.
She smiles at him and acknowledges that she was a little bit early, but it's better than being late, and laughs a little bit at her own silly attempt at a joke.
Yeah, Ardito laughs along, but it's only slight. He's not overdoing it. Well, please, sit down. Do you want something to drink?
She says she does. She says he looks very nice in what he's wearing this evening. Thank you for making it an effort. And she asks for a wine list, actually. And she begins to look down it once it's arrived. She doesn't wait for Ardito to get the wine list for her. She actually just beckons over a waiter, and she starts looking so he can see too, so they can both maybe choose a wine together.
No, for yourself, honestly, I don't need any.
She expresses her polite surprise that what wine's good fun. Nobody needs it, but it's good stuff. Surely you can have a bit with me. I don't want to drink alone.
Well, if it would help you, you could pour me a glass, but I'm not like Lawrence. I can't consume it.
She looks slightly confused, and one moment. And she decides, in her mind, maybe there's something more to this. And she went, ask you, did you have a bit of a drinking problem? Her uncle had one, and it could be quite a difficult thing to deal with.
Well, I guess you could call it the drinking problem, yeah. There's only one type of fluid I can ingest.
Her eyes narrow at you slightly, and she kind of nods. Asks if you've got IBS as well.
No, I think, yeah, please order your wine, please. I'll tell you about it some more.
She says, "Oh no, she couldn't possibly drink if you've got a drinking problem in front of you. She'll get some, a mocktail, non-alcoholic cocktail, and she says you should get one too.
That's fine. Honestly, I'm not thirsty. It's I don't know if you know fully about the condition that I'm in.
She looks a little bit perplexed again and laughs and goes, "Well, okay, you can't drink and you've got IBS or something. Are you all right?"
I'm fine, but I don't want to drink anything while we're here. If that's all right. Look at it this way. I only really came kind of as an apology. Yeah, I didn't really treat you as you should have been a while ago, but I understand that it's all new to me. I'm still learning, still trying to get to grips with a few things.
She decides in her mind, it's being rather silly, and she laughs and says, "Well, why did you take me here if we're not going to drink anything or eat anything?"
It just seemed like the proper thing to do. I mean, that's what normal people do, isn't it? Like you go out for a drink with a friend.
And she kind of stands up and she goes, "Come on, silly," and gives him a little tap on the arm, like a playful little tap. "Let's go for a walk. If you can't drink anything and you're not hungry or whatever, or you've got something, allergies or whatever it is, food issues, still have a good evening."
Yeah, that's fine, of course. He stands up at that point, so that's fine. Actually, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of nice places these nights. We'll be good. This is Uptown. What do we have to worry about? And he begins to walk alongside her out of the restaurant.
Well, she smiles and she begins to walk ahead of him, slightly heading towards the door.
Well, when is she just walking straight out, or is she sort of waiting for him at the door?
Well, she began to walk towards the door. Does Ardito follow, or
Yeah, he's going to walk out with her.
Yeah, so she won't like power away. It's a kind of normal walk. So providing you get up and catch up with her, she's going at a normal pace. You'll leave together, and she'll have put her jacket back on, and it's just a light jacket to go with the dress, and she draws it about a little. There's a little bit of a light summer's breeze, but it is late at night, and she kind of walk into a few paces outside the restaurant to the sidewalk, and she kind of looks and purses her lips together in a kind of a cute but so well kind of expression.
Okay. Well, this is so they're just walking along the sidewalk at the moment, yeah?
No, she's got to the sidewalk, so left the restaurant. She's come to a halt, and kind of with the slight breeze, she's drawn her jacket in and looked at you for direction, effectively, or like, where are we going, or what's up, and kind of not quite a smile, but almost a smile, the kind of pursing of lips. So it's not a frown, it's but it's a kind of where we going, what's next expression.
Well, yeah, I guess if we could make it to the beach, don't want to get too close to the water, obviously, but it's probably going to be kind of nice. The moon's out.
She kind of goes, shakes her head and says, "You start walking a bit that way if you want," and she begins to start making a few paces straight to the left, which is down to the beachfront.
Alito, he follows, and as they're making their way along, after a few steps, he'll ask, if you don't mind me asking, how exactly did you meet Lawrence? You two seem to know each other.
She comments that that through work, of course, wasn't it silly?
Yeah, and again, what exactly is work for you anyway?
She looks at him with a kind of suspicious look, and her eyes narrow, and she stops.
Well, if it's a personal question, I'm sorry.
And she says, do you know what? I'm tired. You're lovely, but maybe a rain check. Maybe when you feel like having a drink with me or having something to eat. I like you and that. And now you seem to be getting funny with me about work. Um, you know, you know what I do. It's fun. It's a good job. It's a bit weird. And I would like to see you again, but
No, don't worry about it. I understand. It's fine.
and she
Please, do you need me to walk you home, or you're going to be fine?
she's just shakes her head and she hails a cab, and then she kind of stands awkwardly as the cab pulls in, and kind of just hand kind of straight up, arm next to the side, just kind of waves and gives an effort of a smile. It's not a fake one, but it is forced there. So she's not being rude, but it is trying to see you later then. And she gets in the taxi and pulls off. What does Ardito do?
He watches the taxi go, and so he's thinking to himself how human contact is so difficult now compared to what it used to be. I mean, he was never a massive romantic, but it was never so difficult to connect with people. At least as far as he thinks in his head, he's to some extent a little bit worried about her, given that she didn't want to speak about her work. He wonders for a second whether or not she's all right, whether she's being mistreated, whether she's being manipulated by someone else. He's not exactly sad or sorry necessarily that she didn't seem interested in him. He's, to some extent maybe, but he's seen the whole thing as a bit of an eye-opener, realising that not everyone can be receptive to him. He stands there for some time after the taxi's left before sticking his hands in his pockets and making his way off. Slightly disappointed, slightly disheartened maybe, but also thinking to himself that maybe it was for the best that he didn't end up getting any closer to this woman. After all, he doesn't know what she does. He doesn't know who she is. He doesn't know who she works for, and he doesn't know how close she is to them and how close she would get to him. And as he makes his way off, it's almost in his head realising that human beings and him, they're separate beasts now. And even bordering on the level that he might be considering, yeah, maybe we're so different from them. Maybe they are just blood bags.